You ever watch a movie and realize very quickly it's not going to live up to the expectations that you once saw it as? Yeah, I really thought Jason X was going to be a lot more entertaining than that. It certainly was when I watched it back in 2002, but it's not holding up at all. That was pure pain to watch all of that. I actually can't believe it was 9 years between Part 9 and X. You can definitely tell that they just didn't really care about this series anymore and just did what they had to do with it. In fact, the only reason Jason X exists is because Freddy vs. Jason was becoming so hard to make. So they just figured, hey, might as well, we've got the people, we've got the crew, we've got the stuff, let's make a Friday the 13th movie. Hence why this one is Friday the 13th in space. It just pains me to say that. Again, just like in Part 9, they basically went, fuck continuity, we don't know what's going to make sense. I actually read on the internet this is actually meant to happen after Freddy vs. Jason, even though this movie was made before Freddy vs. Jason. That still doesn't explain how he ended up in this facility, or why this facility exists, or where this facility is, and what purpose it serves. Actually, sorry, they have a purpose. Their purpose is to kill Jason. However, out of all of the things that they list to kill Jason, they don't list beheading him, which is the one thing that actually ends up killing him in this movie before he becomes Uber Jason. It's really just a whole lot of those kind of moments throughout the entire film. And then it really hurts even further when you see David Cronenberg show up and you go, wow, you have no right to be here. This movie doesn't deserve your presence. It's everything. Like, I can't even begin to explain all of the little things that go wrong. Like, Jason's makeup. Why is he all of a sudden human again in this movie? He's been a friggin' zombie since Part 6. They've kept that up at the very least. Even if they said fuck continuity, he's been at least in... Well, I don't know what he was in Part 9. The worst part is you can tell it's Kane Hodder's ear and a bit of his hair and stuff like that. So they were just so lazy not even to put a mask on him. I mean, they don't even have to put appliances. There's no makeup time. You can just slap a hood on him and put the hockey mask on and you're done. They didn't even feel like doing that. And when it came to the costume, they just threw a whole bunch of rags at him and it was done. What happened to the nice simpler costumes back in the day where it wasn't just some homeless man who looked like he was wearing a hockey mask? That's the other thing. Like, the whole plot of this movie basically surrounds them accidentally freezing, well, I guess not accidentally, but freezing Jason Voorhees and then jumping 500 years in the future because he stabs through it. And how the hell did they create a cryogenic freezing chamber that could be penetrated by a basic machete? Is this thing made out of goddamn titanium? And if that's the case, who left a goddamn titanium machete laying around where Jason Voorhees can get his hands on it? There's no thought to this movie whatsoever. Like, it loses all entertainment value when that's the case. Seriously, go watch this movie again. And pay attention to every single character, and I want you to name any moment that a character contributes to anything useful in the entire movie. The only thing you can probably throw at me is the fact that KM, the android, who's probably the most interesting character in the entire film, actually manages to kill Jason. Finally. But she manages to mess it up so bad that she throws him onto a bed that ends up rebuilding him into the worst possible killing machine he's ever been. And the worst possible look for him he's ever been. If we thought the guy in the rags was bad, the guy in the metal armor is even worse. I don't know. I hate to say it, but this series needs a remake. And I'm glad to say I'm about to go watch it because I really want to just go back. I want to go back to when I was watching Part 2 and Part 3, and it was out in the cabin in the woods, and yeah, I know I was complaining, but God, I really wish I wasn't complaining anymore, because I was spoiled back then. Like, the stuff that I've seen over the last 3 movies, over the last 6 hours now, has just been mind-numbingly painful. You know what even bothers me further is something as simple as the score. It's so generic. Did you not even think to make a Friday the 13th score? Like, It's just, honest to God, generic TV, science fiction crap. Alright. Well, one more to go, and it's the remake. And I really have got high hopes for it. I know I've seen it in the past. I saw it when it first came out, but I haven't seen it in a long time, and I am so excited right now to just get this fresh, nice, easy take on old Jason. I need it, because my head's hurting, and I would really like to go to bed soon. See you in an hour or so.